Welcome to Allie's Attic, where you never know what kind of surprise you'll find in my attic. I'm your host, Allie, and today my surprise is a pop punk band from Canada. Please welcome Killjoy. And first, we're going to speak with Melissa. Hello, Melissa.
Hi,
How are you doing?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. How's the weather You're in Saskatchewan?
Yeah, I live in Battleford, Saskatchewan. The rest of my band actually lives in Saskatoon,
Ah,
but we're all here in Battleford. They traveled here for the day, and it's actually pretty rainy out, but I'll take it because it's been really hot the last few days. So
yeah.
it's a nice change.
Yeah, it's been hot here too. Now I'm wearing a sweater because it's rainy and friggin' cold. But anyways,
Oh, really?
yeah, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Winnipeg weather.
Oh, yeah.
I actually lived in Saskatoon for a little while. It's gorgeous, the city of bridges. I love it.
Yeah.
Um,
It's really nice there. Lots of stuff to do.
yeah, exactly. It's gorgeous.
Hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to be taking turns talking to all of you, just so whoever's listening understands. She's going to
Yeah,
pass the phone around, kind of, and then they're going to introduce themselves, and then they're going to say what they want to say. Because
sure.
basically, I want to get each member of the band's story, when they started in music, um, what helped them get all together, because I think how you guys got together is awesome.
Hmm.
But I'll let you tell me all about that.
Okay.
And I don't even know if they have that site in the States. Yeah, they must because people can buy stuff from the States on there, right? I think so. Anyways,
Yeah, I don't know if they have Kijiji in the States. Isn't it Craigslist?
I think,
I
yeah,
think. Yeah.
Craigslist. So just for our people that are non-Canadian, the site they're going to talk about is Canadian and it's called Kijiji. But I'll let you guys tell them all about that. So I guess
Sure.
Melissa, we'll start with you because we have you on the phone. So
Okay.
when did you start, I guess, learning music or deciding that you wanted to be in music? And talk to me about Canadian Idol and just everything.
Sure. Well, I grew up in a really musical household. My dad played drums for most of his teenage life, and I believe he was in a couple of bands too. He played in the bars on the weekend, but he never really took off anywhere. But he always really loved music, and so growing up, we always had music on in our house. And my earliest memory is actually me and my sisters walking around with buckets on our heads, or just dancing, walking in circles and singing. So we always had, the classic '80s rock going on. So I
Ah,
think that's where it really started. And then around 5 or 6, I discovered Shania Twain. That was my first. I think it was like cassette. What are those, like 8 track players? But
uh,
yeah, one of those.
it would
So
be
my parents bought
yeah,
me a.
a cassette
Sorry,
player.
go ahead.
I don't think it would have
Yeah, one
been,
of those.
yeah.
But they bought me the first Shania Twain one, and I fell in love with her. And I credit my wanting to be a singer to her because I wanted to be like her, so I learned all of her songs. I would put on concerts for my family and my friends all the time, and yeah, that's really where I got started. And then I went off into school, and I was in choir from about grade 1 until grade 12. And that's where I really started to get I wanted to sing in front of people all the time. But living in Battleford, we don't have a lot of opportunity here.
Hmm.
So, but it was a good start. It kind of got me out on the smaller stage first, surrounded by, and it wasn't just me. I had lots of people around me, and so it was a really good experience. And then at 16, I decided I wanted to try out for Canadian Idol because they were in Regina, and I believe that was the same year that Teresa, what's her last name? Securio. I can't
I don't
remember, but
know.
she won Canadian Idol. But she actually tried out for Regina as well.
Oh, okay.
And I got through the first round, but then they told me I sounded too much like Britney Spears or Mandy Moore, one of those girls. And I was really young, so they told me to, grow up a little bit and strengthen my voice and to come back. And I never went back, but it was a really cool experience.
Yeah, it would be. Well, at least you got some advice out of it, right? Um,
Yeah, and it was helpful advice too, so it was good.
you know how many people, not how many, I've talked to I don't know how many females from Canada, and it's been Shania Twain that has got them interested in music.
Oh, really?
I tagged her in one the other day. I'm going to tag her in this one too, because I think it's phenomenal that she had as much influence as she has, and I don't know if she realizes it. I know Avril Lavigne
Oh yes,
That's
I'm a
that's who
big fan of
started.
Avril Lavigne too.
Yeah, and that's who started her off with Shania Twain. Um,
Oh.
yeah. So yeah, I
And
mean,
Celine Dion. Celine Dion has always been the like that other singer for me that's really inspired me to like. 'Cause she's such a belter, and
yeah.
she's phenomenal. So she has I don't know. She just really inspired me to like want to do more with my voice and to keep on improving. And
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
that's I think she's awesome. I think she's such a great vocalist.
Yeah, and Canada needs to realize that we have those and start recognizing our talent instead of
Oh, for
them
sure.
having
There's
to move to the
so many
States.
talented Canadian artists
Yeah,
here.
there is. Okay, well, thank you, Melissa, for sharing your story. Now, who am I going to talk to next?
You can talk to Christine.
Okay.
All right. Hi there. This is Christine.
Hello, Christine. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm really good.
You're probably going to get asked that like 4 times.
That's okay. That's okay. That's all good. Now, tell me your story. What got you started in music and, right to where you are right now.
Oh, okay. So I guess it's funny that Mel was talking about Shania Twain there because I know I remember a very specific memory. I think I was probably 8 or something like that, and I remember putting on one of my mom's CDs of Shania Twain. I don't remember what song it was or anything, but I remember just sitting there and I want to do that someday. And I know right then that that's exactly what I wanted to do. And I know when I was little, my parents would tell me that I used to put on little shows for every time our grandparents came over. We'd want to put on a show, me and my siblings, or we'd put on, I don't know, a little play or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I was I guess I grew up kind of liking the spotlight, but I also grew up pretty shy. So I didn't really, every single talent show, I never really had the courage to go and do it.
Aww.
And I remember, I think it was grade 12, that I was finally you know what, I really need to get on stage and just try it. So I think it was a Christmas concert, and I sang O Come Emmanuel.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so frightening. And I remember I was shaking, but I really, really liked it. So I think it was in high school. I started on my part-time job. I started paying for voice lessons, but I didn't sing in front of anybody until music festival. I think that was grade 11. So
wow.
yeah, and then so it's pretty recent for me. It feels like I haven't really had much of a journey. I think this band is probably my biggest step in the journey so far.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that you got a part-time job to pay for singing lessons. I mean, that shows dedication when you're, in high school, and that's what you're worried about, nothing else. And I can't believe you were shy because I've listened to you guys, and oh my goodness. So I'm glad I'm glad you came out of your shell and you started singing.
Yeah, I hope it's still, everything's always nerve-wracking. You get up on stage, but I love it much more. It's less nerve-wracking. It's more exciting now.
Yeah.
And I hope that continues to grow.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it will. I know it was completely different for me, but when I had to do live remotes when I worked on radio or a bar night, I remember my first bar night ever. I don't remember any of it. I don't remember and none of it. I can't believe my legs didn't give out on me. It was just, but apparently it went really well. So
yeah.
I understand where you're coming from. Well, thank you for sharing your story with us. Now, who are we going to talk to?
I'll pass you over to Kenzie.
Okay.
Okay. Hi, it's Kenzie.
Hello, Kenzie. I've never done an interview like this. This is kind of fun.
Well, it's a new thing for me, too.
Okay, so Kenzie, tell me about your story, because there's one part in your story that really hit me. So just tell me, when you started getting interested in music and how you finally came to where you are now.
Well, I've always loved music. Started listening to Shania Twain when I was a little kid, and the Spice Girls were huge for me. I was totally devastated to find out they didn't write anything, and they weren't just friends who had a band, and that it was all corporate. It killed me. And then I found pop punk, and I was like, oh, this is better. See, they're mad too. And so I listened to a lot of Blink-182 and Offspring and Green Day, and then I moved to a little bit more the metal side of things, with some early Metallica. I've always loved it. I started learning. I think the first song I ever tried to play on an electric guitar was What's My Age Again? Super hard.
Wow.
To learn as a first song, but I remember playing that over and over again in my room. But like school was always kind of a heavy priority because it's like, well, you get really good grades, you've got some scholarships, go to school. And I was like, well, in music industry, there's no guarantees there. Go for the safe thing. And then, like, I think it was right before my second year of university was supposed to start, I got in a really bad car accident. And I was in the hospital for 5 days. It was brutal. Wow. And I went from being like, I was supposed to play badminton in the Canada Games for Saskatchewan.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to drop out of that. And so then, like, I have a permanent impairment from that in my ankle.
Ooh.
And I had to readjust to, your whole role in society.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh.
And even that probably wouldn't have been so bad, but, like, my friend I went to school with passed away 4 weeks after.
Oh, my goodness. Kenzie, you're making me cry. You're making me cry. Oh, my God.
Like, he was driving the same kind of car. He was driving from Big River to Saskatoon, the same road I was taking when I got in my accident. And, like, it was crazy, the parallels. Like, we played hockey together. We took Latin together. And, all sorts of things. And, like, it was just really hard knowing, like, his life ended. And, like, it can end so fast.
Yeah, it can end so fast.
There's no point in going for the safe option if that's not what you want.
Yeah, you have to follow your passion. You only have one chance at this, and you might as well do what makes you happy. So I completely understand. I'm going to try to get you off this because I'm crying now.
Yeah, sorry.
No.
Sorry. So,
no.
Like, I tried, like, after that, I was like, I still enrolled for the next year, but I was like, this is no good. Like, it's not what I want. And so I started a band. I started a metal band with my boyfriend, and like that band is still going, but pop punk's always been my big thing. So when Melissa approached me about Killjoy, I was like, wow, this is great. I get to do the thing that got me really into guitar-driven music.
Yeah.
And it's been so much fun. I love playing it, and you can move a little bit more than when you're trying to play more complicated, like super metal riffs. It's hard to jump around and have as good a time.
Yeah.
So
I love that I love that you started playing on a 60s Hagstorm. That's amazing.
I still have it. The finish was so destroyed, we had to refinish the neck. And we put like a little red haze on it because I was really into red guitars when I bought it. And it has this crazy burst finish. But now I love the burst beat up finish with like this shiny neck. It's still in pretty good shape.
Wow, that's awesome. I'm sorry that you went through what you went through, by the way. And it's really sad about the badminton. But I think everything happens for a reason, they say. Some things,
totally.
Yeah, some things we don't ever understand and we never ever will. But you're on the right path because you guys are amazing. So just
thank you.
Take that with you. And yeah. And you know what? It's so nice to hear the realness of you guys. Like, Kenzie, seriously, I'm wiping tears away. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
No. Don't be sorry. Thank you for sharing that with me and with everybody that's going to hear this, because everybody's got to realize that, we all are human, no matter what we do. And there's, reasons that we do the things we do. And, I'm sorry that had to happen, both incidents, but I'm also happy in a way because I get to listen to you guys now. So, there's a happy ending somewhere in there. But
totally.
Thank you, Kenzie, and all the best to you. Like, oh my God. Okay, so who's next? Because I'm gonna start crying, and then it's just
next up is Davey. Yeah, I get pretty emotional when I talk about it. I don't talk about it too much, but I think it's important to tell people
it is
where it came from.
Yeah, it is, and thank you for sharing. Like, don't be upset
you're
about.
Welcome.
Yeah, I would.
Here's Davey.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi, Davey. Sorry, I'm still crying here. I'm good. Okay, so tell me all about you, when you decided to get into music and right to where you are right now. And actually, wait, first, okay, so Kenzie obviously plays guitar in the band.
Yeah.
And Christine sings?
Yep.
Okay, and Melissa?
Yeah, she also sings.
Okay. All right,
yeah.
Just so everybody's got it straight, because, I forgot to ask that when I started. Okay, so, Davey, what do you do? And, when did you first start and right up to now?
Oh, I'm the other guitarist in Killjoy.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically I've had a musical background too. Not a lot of musicians. Well, I mean, a fair number of musicians in my family, but not my immediate family. So that wasn't really much of an influence. But what did influence me was my dad really liked The Offspring when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And so he had a CD of Americana, and one of my very early memories is driving around listening to The Kids Aren't All Right. And I was like, yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, no
but
kidding.
I mean, yeah, it never really got anywhere. But like, music was always something that like I enjoyed, but not really crazily. Until I was like 11, and I watched that one old movie, Full Metal Jacket. I don't know if you ever watched that.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, like right near the end, they have that song "Painted Black," and I was like, wow, like this is an intense movie, and this is a pretty sweet song to like end it. Like I want to do that. Like that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I begged my parents, and for my 13th birthday, I think they got me like a guitar actually in Winnipeg. Yeah, they got me a guitar in Winnipeg.
Ah.
So I was living there for like 3 years. Yeah.
My hometown.
Yeah. That's where I got my start.
Awesome.
I don't know if you've heard of Marshall's music. Yeah.
All right. And
Over in North Kildonan.
yeah, oh wow, I'm in East Kildonan. Okay.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, small world.
Jesus, we might have been named. No, that's too cool.
Yeah.
So that's where you started basically, was in Winnipeg, and then you went back to Saskatoon?
Actually, I'm from La Ronge originally, but yeah, I started in Winnipeg, and then a couple years later, I moved back to La Ronge, and I was like, well, guitar is a thing of mine, so
Yeah.
I'll get into it more. Yeah.
And
So, I mean, sorry?
I was just going to let everybody know La Ronge is a place in Saskatchewan, just so everybody knows, because they're going to be going, where? What? Okay, go on.
Yeah, dead center Saskatchewan, yeah, it's La Ronge.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 4 hours north of Saskatoon.
Yeah. So then you went from there?
So I went back, and, I played guitar. I wasn't, like, completely serious about it, but I put work into it. And I was generally more private about it, because when you're in high school and you're not really a cool kid, like, if people want to pick on you, they'll find something, and guitar was the one, like, their target for me.
Oh.
Yeah, but that always kind of motivated me a bit more. It kind of drove me towards more punk music, because it's a very, like, anti-authority, like, I'm not going to listen to what you say kind of music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I got somewhat into punk, more into metal at the time, so, like, bands like System of a Down and In Flames, just stuff like that really influenced me, but I enjoyed the simplicity of punk, because I always found people who shredded to be kind of showing off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and, like, nobody likes to show off.
Not us humble Canadians, anyway.
Yeah, no, we're a humble bunch. You don't want that.
That's too funny. There's a whole bunch of people that are going, hey, I can shred. Do I show off? Anyways.
Yeah, they're going to be thinking that one over when this is said done. Actually, so around 2012, I met a friend of mine named Riley, and him and I kind of like got into music together. He drummed, and I played guitar. And in our first band, we had two other friends who were guitarists who wanted to join up with us. So I was like, all right, well, I'll just switch to bass. And I enjoyed the rhythmic nature of bass, and I think that's kind of what influenced me to be a rhythm guitarist for most of my later musical life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like eventually, like things with one of our guitarists didn't work out, so we switched instruments, and I was rhythm guitarist.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was good for a bit, but then that eventually folded. I moved to Prince Albert, and I joined another band there, and that eventually kind of fell through. So
the story of every independent artist.
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Well, actually, any artist. Okay. Well, I'm glad that I'm going to talk to, I guess, Christine about how you guys all came together, because I love the story. Love the story. Nobody,
yeah, no problem.
Nobody outside of Canada is going to understand it, but I'm going to explain it. So thank you for coming on. And I'm glad you guys all found each other. That's all I'm going to say. So yeah, let me talk to Christine again.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, you're welcome.
Hi, Christine here.
Hello, Christine. This is the most bizarre interview I've ever done. It's all good. It's all good. I'm loving it. Okay, so now we've heard everybody's story. And Shania Twain seems to be, a big thing in there, along with like System of a Down and all that stuff. So that is awesome. The Spice Girls story cracked me up when you said,
for sure.
Yeah. But anyways, so tell me how you guys all came together.
Oh, well, I think it was Mel's Kijiji ad that started it all. I know, like, I had posted one looking for a band to sing in because I was finally like, I think, yeah, about a year ago, I was kind of like, you know what, why am I not actually doing this? Like, this makes me happy. I need to chase it.
Mm-hmm.
So I put up an ad, and I was like, I forget what it said, something about looking for a band to sing in or vocalist looking for a band, something like that. And Mel was probably like the third one that replied to me, and I was going to take it down because I had some really odd responses.
Mm-hmm.
But that's probably a longer story than you want to hear. But she, so she messaged me, and we hit it off right away. I was pretty shy, so I think she wanted to meet me probably 3 times, and I think I canceled 3 times, and, you know, we eventually just went for coffee, and we found, like, a lot in common. And then I think from there we went through a number of people, like just Kijiji. It was all Kijiji how we met until we came across Kenzie. We knew of Kenzie. I think she played in another band around Saskatoon, Violent Betty. And then, I'm just trying to think. Oh, I'm really bad at this. So Mel knew Kenzie before. I'm sorry.
You can put somebody else on if you want. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm going to give you over to Mel. I think she'd have like a better way of describing like how we met everybody.
Sure. Yeah,
but
not a
that's how
problem.
we met, and then I'll give you over to Mel.
Okay.
Hi, it's Melissa.
Okay, so carry on with how you guys all got together.
Okay, so I was in another Saskatoon band that I actually started back in like 2014 called Jezebel, and they're actually still going. And I had met Kenzie multiple times through them because we played a lot of shows together. I think we opened for Violent Betty, God, I don't know how many times. Quite a few times. And we always ended up at the same place, at the same venue. So I kind of got to know her a bit. And it's kind of funny because I always thought she was super intimidating, like, biker chick. And then once I finally got to know her, I'm like, no, not at all. Super sweetheart and, you know, hard on the outside and like super soft on the inside. So that's how I knew her, and I became like unhappy with the other band I was in, so I started to reach out elsewhere, and that's when I came across Christine's ad on Kijiji, and then we hit it off really well. We went through so many, actually mostly guitarists. There's a lot of guitarists in Saskatoon, and the wonderful thing about Saskatoon is it's a really vibrant music scene. Mm-hmm. But it's hard to find people that want to play the same music as you. And pop punk is just one of those genres I don't think a whole lot of people really want to play. Mm-hmm. Because it's either country or metal. Like, those are the 2 big things in Saskatoon, I find. Mm-hmm. And so, like, we went through multiple guitarists and a couple bassists, I believe, and a couple drummers. But we recently went through another lineup change. But we're really happy with the 4 of us. And, our Davey. Davey came around... When did you come out? In February, March. We had another ad online on Kijiji, and he replied, and we hit it off really well over email. So I thought, well, we met some pretty weird people in recent months, so we thought, let's just give it one more try, because we were just going to do it on our own. Mm-hmm. And so we met Davey at a Tim Hortons, actually, and I think we talked for, an hour or 2. We thought, we gel really well with this guy. He seems like he's genuine and normal. So, we started jamming with him, and we really got along with him. So, he joined pretty shortly after that.
Awesome. And then you guys created an online presence.
Christine and I have been doing this. We started it, just the 2 of us. I think it was last July. Her and I, because I also play guitar too. I got my first guitar when I was like 18, and I just kind of taught myself. Okay. And so her and I would just sit in my house and just play cover songs and upload them to Instagram. Okay. And so that's something that we still like to do.
Awesome. Now, you're currently traveling to Moose Jaw, or have you already gone to Moose Jaw for the Sidewalk Days Festival?
We actually just played in Moose Jaw for Sidewalk Days on Friday.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
How did that go?
So our next show, it went really well. It was really hot, but we had a lot of fun, and it was our first band road trip together. Oh yeah. So traveling from Saskatoon to Moose Jaw, and so it was a lot of fun. We had a pretty good response, and it was a great day. And our next show is actually coming up in 2 days at Taste of Saskatchewan in Saskatoon.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
So I know you I'm sure you're going to be playing even more shows. It's the summertime, so it's the time for bands to be going all over the place for all the festivals that we have all across Canada, which is awesome.
Yes.
Now, you're hoping to begin working on your first EP together and make your mark on the music scene with punk pop, which I think Davey, I can't remember even who said it. It's not something that you really hear a lot of anymore.
Yeah.
I love it, just so you know. My granddaughter also loves it. This is making me feel really old, but I got my grandson and my granddaughter listened to Who's Coming Up on my show, and she fell in love with you guys. So
Oh, really? That's so
yeah,
sweet.
yeah, she really loves you. She's 11, but yeah, she loves you. Absolutely loves you.
Oh,
So you'll be her Shania
that's
Twain.
amazing.
Possibly, yeah, you'll be her Shania Twain.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. So, like, I guess you have to do gigs to raise some money to get into a studio to get your first EP done, right?
Well, actually, Davey, he goes to a recording school in Saskatoon right now, and it's so funny you say that because just yesterday, him and I were talking, and they're going to start to learn to write music grants.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to actually write one for us. So that would be ideal to get a music grant so that we could, have that freedom to record with whoever and, just have that freedom to and not stress about money because, it's so expensive to go into the studio and work with a producer and get it mixed and mastered.
Yeah, I don't think people realize how much, especially independent new bands, put out. And it's all your own money. The road trips,
Yeah.
Getting into the studio. And the road trips, by the time you divvy it up in a band, it maybe covers your cost. You know what I mean? So I don't think people realize that, which is why I push the fact that if you are you guys are on Spotify?
Not yet. I'm actually working towards that.
Okay.
That's the next goal.
Okay.
Yeah, get on Spotify.
So where can they buy your music if they want to buy? Reverb Nation?
We are on Reverb Nation. Can you buy music off of there?
I don't
I'm not
know.
even sure if you can, but I know that we're on iTunes.
Okay.
And, I actually have to update my account, so I don't even know if we're on there right now, but I know that we will be right away.
Okay, yeah, after this interview, because you're going to be heard worldwide, get on that.
Yeah,
okay.
I know.
I don't know if you can buy music from Reverb Nation either. So that's
I don't think you can.
I don't think you can. I think it
You
just
can
is
share it on there.
Yeah, just for people to listen to. So yeah, update your iTunes account so that people can go and purchase your songs off of iTunes and make you some extra money to help you out a little bit.
That would be nice.
Yeah, that would be really nice, right? I'm hoping that once I put this up on the website and people hear your sound and your songs, that you get booked for a lot more gigs and hopefully outside of Canada. Not saying
amazing.
that there's anything wrong with touring across Canada, because there isn't. The unfortunate part about us people in Canada is a lot of talent doesn't get recognized and doesn't get the same deals as people in the States do. So until you actually get into the States and start touring, or the UK, you probably don't get as much recognition as I personally think that Canadians should. And I touched with this on a band that I had on from Toronto, and he actually started talking about it and how, like, The Weeknd and I can't think of the other guy's name for the heck of me. They had to actually move to the States to get the recognition and to get them as, successful as they are. And
Really?
I'm hoping that between my show and all these great Canadian artists that I'm having on it, people start realizing all the talent we have out here. And it's a moneymaker. I'm sorry, but it's a moneymaker for people that are producers that are, come out here and support our Canadian artists, for God's sakes. Don't make them move to the States. I mean, Shania Twain's in Vegas. I think Celine Dion is now too. No, I don't like that.
Well, the thing that always confused me about that is there are so many more people in the States all chasing the same dream, and so you're basically you're going from a small pond to a bigger pond with way more people. So, in my mind, it's just making your chances harder.
Yeah.
Whereas if you stay in somewhere like Canada, especially in Saskatoon, there are so many good musicians there, but I just think you have more of a chance of, getting that recognition if you stay at a place like that rather than, moving to Los Angeles, because everybody there wants to be an actor or a singer.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. I just know that there's two that have, I know a lot that have moved to the States, and that's where they finally found their fame. And
Yeah.
the band that I interviewed from Toronto brought that up. I didn't bring it. He brought it up. And he actually had all the names. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't realize
Oh,
there was
wow.
that many. So it is a good idea to stay in one place and to like make your mark. This is where I'm from. I'm proud of where I'm from. And come here and get me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come here
Oh,
and make me
sure.
successful. So I'm hoping that starts happening because it needs to start happening.
And I
Now,
agree.
we have two. I can go on and on about this, so I'm going to shut up. I'll stop my little rant for the day.
Sure.
I'm so glad that you guys all came on. Tell Kenzie not to worry at all about getting upset about what she talked about, because I want people to realize that, you know, we are all human. We've all gone through stuff, and it's what makes us get up and follow our dreams that makes us stronger. And I am so glad that she did. I'm so glad that all of you found each other, because you are amazing. And
Well, thank you so much.
until I listened to you, I had never heard of punk pop, and I'm now a fan. So you've converted
Oh.
two people, me and my granddaughter. So
That's good to hear. Thank you.
yeah, I think you're gonna find that there's a lot of people that really like your sound, because I mean, mostly right now it's country or it's rock, or you know what I mean. So it's good to be.
And there's not very many like females like duos other than like Tegan and Sarah in
Mhm.
Canada. I really can't think of any other, two girls singing together.
No.
Which is why I think like we had something special. I always say,
Yeah, you.
but yeah, like harmonizing, like you don't get that anymore because everything is so like in your face and like hard rock, and so I personally find it like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah. And well, I mean, you're unique in two ways, because you're more than, one female singing, and you're also punk. I mean, never can say this right. Pop punk.
Pop punk.
Pop punk. There we go. And that's a kind of a different sound than what we're all used to. And it's definitely different than any interview I've had on here. So that's a good thing. So
yeah.
it's going to set you apart from, the rest. So yeah, make sure that iTunes account gets updated.
Yes, I know. I need to get on that. I've been slacking a little bit, but that is definitely on my to-do list.
Yeah, because I'm going to put your two songs up, and I'm going to say you can purchase them on iTunes. So yeah, it would be good.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to thank you all for coming on and sharing your stories and telling us how you got together. I loved that you all got together on Kijiji. And like I said, the people in the rest of the world, other than Canada, is not going to know what Kijiji is. It's like a Craigslist where you post an ad and it's Canada wide. It's pretty cool that you found people all in the same area, except for one. So
Yeah.
that helps. And yeah, Saskatoon, I know I've interviewed a few people from Saskatoon, or around Saskatoon. I think Cody Prevost.
Okay.
Cody Prevost? Was it Cody
Oh,
Prevost?
yeah.
Yeah.
People?
Yeah. And so it is a vibrant musician place, and it's also beautiful. So
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys are on your way, and I'm hoping this helps you. Like, I'm really, really hoping this helps you. And my door is always open. So if you guys get your EP together, if you have big news, anything, you guys can always come back on. I also have what I do for Cody Prevost and Dean Young, and then another band in the UK. When they release a new single, I have on my website, it's called Odds and Ends. And even though I've interviewed them and I've had them on, I'll throw that song up there because I want to promote it and I want to promote the artists, especially the Canadian artists, but I want to promote all artists. I have, and actually the guy from the UK did his new song live, which was awesome. So I also have on Wednesday nights where you can come and, well, it's via Skype audio, and you perform 4 songs live. So that's also available to you guys too if you ever want to do that. The door is always open.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm sure that we would love to do that.
Yeah, and it would be a lot of fun. Like, I just started it over a month and a half ago, and it's like getting more hits than anything else. Like, it's amazing.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, and it just gives you a better idea of the artist and the band, and you get to hear them kind of up close and personal. So yeah, it's a really good way to promote yourself.
No, that's a really good thing.
Yeah.
Because there's so many Canadian artists and so many of them go unrecognized. So no, it's an amazing thing that you're doing, and we all appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. No, and always. I absolutely love what I'm doing. Absolutely love what I'm doing, because I mean, I'm promoting artists from all over the world, But, when it comes right down to it, I am Canadian, so I want to promote my Canadian artists as much as possible because I want to, hear that they, won an award or, are on the Grammy stage or whatever the case may be. And to know that I had even a little bit to do with that makes me like so happy. You have no idea. So anyways,
for sure.
What 2 songs are we going to hear from you?
Well, I could introduce the first one, XO. I actually wrote that one back in 2014 after a really bad breakup.
Oh, okay.
And the other band I was in at the time, we were kind of stuck on playing cover songs. And so I had this, what I thought was a great song. I just had lyrics. I didn't have a melody in mind or anything. So I got in touch with a local producer in Saskatoon. And I took him the song, and I just said, help me make this song like a reality. And so him and I, and actually the bassist from that other band, we, that day was just like one night, like 4 hours or something. We cooked up this great song, and and that's really all there is to XO. Like, it's actually been on the radio across Canada and actually in Australia, so it's doing really well.
Awesome. Good.
Yeah.
Good to hear.
Really proud of it.
Okay, so we're going to hear XO, and what other song are we going to hear?
Christine could tell you a bit about therapy.
Okay.
Okay, here's you.
Okay.
Hey.
Hello. So tell me about therapy.
Well, me and Mel have wrote quite a bit together now in the last, year, and we, I know I think it was, late one night, she sent me a text, she's like, I have a great melody in mind, and I know she gets really excited for good melodies, and I think a good song really starts with a melody that will get stuck in your head.
Mm-hmm.
So she showed me it, and I listened to it. She had, the first couple lines, chorus in mind, I believe. Or maybe, it was the first verse, yeah, and a little bit of the chorus.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of, it got stuck in my head right away. So I just kind of started writing too, and eventually we just wrote it and went to the same producer that Mel had gone to for XO.
Mm-hmm.
And he produced therapy for us, and there it is.
That was that. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, you guys you can go on speakerphone because I'm going to thank you all, and I'm going to say, yeah, okay. This is the funniest.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I've had a lot of different interviews. This has been fun. Never mind different. Talking to each of you like I have been and hearing each individual. So I want to say to Killjoy, now that I've got you all on speakerphone, and unfortunately my recording equipment doesn't pick up speakerphone, which is why we did pass the phone. So thank you, you guys. I wish you all the success in the world. I want to hear from you if this helps, if anything exciting happens, anything. I want to hear about it. You guys now know where I am on Twitter, and I'll explain that. I changed the name of my website. It was just Allie's Attic, but when you type it in, an antique store pops up. So I changed it to, with the help of a friend, to Allie's Attic Show. So it's alliesatticshow.com now. So it's, a little bit hard to find me now. Well, not a little bit, but yeah, you kind of go, where the heck did she go? So that's where I am. So now that you guys have found me, just make sure that you keep in touch. Let me know what's going on. Let me know what's happening. If you ever come to Winnipeg, I am coming to watch you. So please let me know where you're going to be. And
awesome.
I'm hoping that happens after I put you up here too, because you guys are amazing. And I just, like I said, I wish you the best. And thank you all for sharing.
Thank you.
Kenzie, and thank you. I know you probably think, oh my God, I think it's absolutely amazing that you shared your story and got as emotional as you did. Everybody needs to know that we're all human. So thank you for that, Kenzie. I was going to touch on it, and you did. And you did it beautifully. So thank you so much. So we can find you on Reverb Nation. We can, once it's fixed, find you on iTunes. And you guys are on YouTube, so I'm urging everybody to go and check these guys out. They are absolutely amazing to watch, amazing to hear. And thank you so much, you guys, for coming on my show. And it's been fun.
Thank you so much for having us. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
And thank you for joining me on Allie's Attic. Keep checking my website because you just never know what kind of surprises you'll find in my attic. Cheers!